Let's rank some running backs on new teams right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. Recapping the biggest news from day 1 of free agency. We'll talk about Kirk Cousins as well. But how would you rank Saquon Barkley, now on the Eagles, Josh Jacobs, Packers, Tony Pollard to the Titans, DeAndre Swift to the Bears, and just for fun, Devin Singletary to the Giants? How would you rank
Singletary? Singletary will be last for me on that list. I will put Jacobs at the top of the list, Adam, as the main running back in Green Bay. I think he's got a shot to put up numbers that Saquon Barkley once upon a time put up. And then Barkley will be second on the list, not too far behind Josh Jacobs, but going to Philadelphia. We talked about it on our main show. He's going to take some wear and tear off of Jalen Hurts. It makes sense. Is there a scenario where both of them could run for double-digit touchdowns? Maybe. Is there a scenario where Hurts just doesn't run as much and Saquon does a lot of the heavy lifting near the goal line? That would be great. Barkley would be second for me. And then you've got Pollard and Swift. And I really think that they're very close to each other. I've got Swift one spot ahead of Pollard for now. Let's see who the quarterback is in Chicago to go with Swift.
Okay. And are you excited about either of them, Pollard and Swift?
No. I think these are the running backs that you'll target if you go hero RB, meaning you take one stud running back with one of your first 2 picks, or zero RB, where you take no stud running backs with any of your first 3, 4, 5 picks.
All right, let's talk about Kirk Cousins going to the Atlanta Falcons. Would you take Drake London or Mike Evans?
Why are you talking in such a weird,
I'm being dramatic.
Are you trying to host a game show or something?
Yes. Deal, Dave. I give you Drake London. You give me Mike Evans. Deal or no deal?
Yeah, what network is that on anyway? I have Evans still ahead of London. I'm going to need a little bit of convincing. Number 1, is Kirk Cousins okay? Number 2, is Drake London as explosive as Justin Jefferson ever was? Is he going to have the exact same type of target share? I moved Drake London up. I get it. He's a top 50 player. But I think Jamie said he'd take him in round 3. That feels a little rich right now for me. Maybe I get there by August, but for now, he's round 4.
Why? Why is the top 36 pick too rich on Drake
because
London?
I think there's enough.
Price is right on Drake London. Oh, Plinko or whatever that game where I don't know. I'm trying to.
You are no Drew Carey, and you are certainly no Bob Barker, sir. I think there are other wide receivers that have a little bit more upside that I'd be willing to trust than London at this point.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. All right, anyway.
You wish you could slug me.
Gabe Davis going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What do you think?
I'd call him what Bob Barker called Adam Sandler as he walked away on the golf course. That's his fantasy value. I'm kidding around. Gabe Davis does a lot of good things at wide receiver, but being a fantasy stud really isn't one of them. I think he's downgrading offenses, obviously, and I'm not sure what his role is going to be. Is he replacing Zay Jones? That's cool. That means he's getting 80 to 100 targets, maybe. Is he replacing Calvin Ridley? Well, he'll get more targets than that, but he won't be as good with them. I'm going to let other people draft Gabe Davis.
Who should be drafted first, Kyle Pitts or Tajay Spears?
Pitts.
Okay, Kyle Pitts or Tony Pollard?
Probably Pollard over Pitts.
And what did you think of Gardner Minshew? How about Devontae Adams or Drake London with Minshew going to the Raiders?
I'll still take Adams over London, but they're close because it's now theoretically Minshew who's going to be starting. Are the Raiders really going into the season with Minshew and O'Connell at quarterback? I have a tough time believing that. I almost feel like we're going to get a dip in best ball drafts on Devontae Adams, and I kind of want to take advantage of that because I could see the Raiders doing something else at quarterback that could help Devontae Adams. But for now, Adams is in that late round 3 range, which is weird. We haven't seen him there.
Yeah. And that's it for us on Fantasy Football Today in 5. Check out the full-length episode for more info, and we're going to be back with more updates throughout the week. See you later.